everybody. I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks Live, the Sunday edition, where we talk about everything from, 70s and 80s nostalgia to conspiracy theories, apocalypse, ghosts, Bigfoot, whatever we want. The sky's the limit. Metal Gear, Bucky, Dolby, what's up, fellas? Wolverines! Yeah, Metal Gear. Dead Wolf, hey, glad to see you, man. Glad to see you, Dead Wolf. Crab Man, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here, Crab Man. Glad to see all of y'all here. Yeah. Avenge me! I love that damn movie. I gotta get it on DVD. I can't believe I don't have it yet. But yeah, I need it. That's one of my movies I've got to get on DVD. That one, They Live. Those are probably two of my top DVD picks right now that I'm trying to get. But yeah, ramping up for Christmas, as y'all can see. Got the Christmas decorations up. Oh yeah, I forgot to plug in my lights. Give me a second here. There we go. Now it's Christmas. Now it's Christmas. How's it going, Bucky? Glad to see you here. Glad to see everybody here. But earlier today, I was fiddling around online and stuff, and I saw people, and I've seen them making these kind of posts online, like I'm gonna live. I'm going to live how I want to or whatever, and I'm going to live my truth and all this shit, right? You see that shit all the time. I'm going to be myself or whatever, right? Muskogee Land, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, for the crazy Gen X show. Yeah. But and I hear that shit all the time, I'm going to be me and damn the world and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And I get that. I get that. I can get behind somebody who's living that way. Wants to live their truth, whatever the hell that is. Wants to, just be themselves, whatever. The problem I have with that kind of shit is that, number one, nobody's trying to stop them. So they're making a bunch of noise and nobody's trying to stop them. They can paint their hair purple and put a tire chain in their nose and do whatever, and nobody's going to stop them. Who gives a shit, right? And I don't give a shit what you do. You do you. So all the loud noise making and doing all that shit, posting all that shit online and stuff is just pointless. But my actual point of bringing that up is that people like that, they want to make decisions like that, and they want to live their truth, right? But they don't want to accept the consequences of that. Nobody wants to accept the consequences. Nobody wants to take responsibility for their choices. They want to live their truth. They want to live their own lives and be who they want to be, but they want society to pay for it, to fund all that shit. You know what I mean? I can't get a job because I got because I stink and I got a tire chain hanging off my face, but whatever, that was your choice. You know what I mean? These people are making these choices, and then they want everybody else to suffer the consequences. You know what I mean? Everybody else should pay for their decisions. And that's where I start getting into a problem with it. You know what I mean? Live your life. Do you? If you don't want to be presentable to where you can get a job, you're perfectly welcome to go live under that bridge down the road. That bridge. There's nobody else under there. Nobody's making you work. Nobody's making you try. Nobody's trying to force you to take that shit out of your face and take the dye out of your hair and look presentable to where somebody'd want to hire you. And nobody's making you do any of that shit. You do you, but don't put a bunch of metal in your face and paint your hair purple and then reach into my pocket. You know what I mean? No, that's not how it works. Damn that shit. So that's the problem I have with that kind of shit. Uh, so, everybody's free to live and look as crazy as they want to. We did some crazy shit when we were kids, but hell, we did our jobs. We still went out and got jobs. And if we looked too crazy to get jobs, we didn't blame it on anybody else. We knew it was because we looked crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shannon, what's up, Shannon? Tripwire. Hey, glad y'all could make it. Yeah, that's awesome. Travel trailer with wood stove heat. That's right, Dead Wolf. That sounds like you're living a life, dude. Yeah. Mike Fleisner, my boy, what's up? Yeah, yeah. A lot of us been working since we were 10 years old. I mean, I started training horses. I think the first one was I was in the second grade. Uh, and I didn't get paid for it. My dad just made me and my brother do that shit for free, so we didn't get paid for it, but it was still work. You know what I mean? That shit wasn't easy, and we didn't have a choice. We had to do it. So yeah. But a lot of people had jobs, mowing lawns, delivering newspapers, doing stuff like that by the time they were 10 years old. So we're no stranger to work. You wear Iron Maiden t-shirts, Mike, but not to court, huh? Yeah, yeah, dude. That's the mentality I'm talking about. Yeah, you can be yourself and be who you want to be, but still be appropriate for whatever position you're in at the time. You go to work. That company, those people are expecting you to look decent and presentable, approachable. But I just don't get those people that just want to look like they're wild ass and crazy and just unapproachable. They don't even look like you want to walk up and start a conversation with them and ask them where a product is or something. You know what I mean? It's just, but then they wonder why they're not getting a raise if they do have a job. Standing around on their phone all day and just looking crazy. That shit, that's not. Yeah, a lot of kids did, crap, man. Yeah, a lot of kids had jobs in high school. I remember my buddies would I'd go home and ride horses, and my buddies would go to their grocery bagging job after school or whatever they were doing, or a waiter or cooking hamburgers or whatever they were doing at the time. But yeah, a lot of us had jobs. Yeah, Metal Gear, the middle children, I'd say, of Western civilization. But yeah, definitely the middle children of America, dude. Yeah, proud of it. But we've got a lot of a lot of commonalities with all of Europe and Australia, Canada, all of Gen Xers. We have the same kind of traits, which is awesome to me. I was really fascinated to find that out, and I found it out by starting this channel. That is cool as shit to me. Oh, okay, Dead Wolf. Yeah, yeah. So you're in the same boat I was, working on the family ranch. Well, but we didn't have a family ranch though. We moved around a lot. Iron Man is good too, though. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Go to Muskogee, Oklahoma. There's some crazy freaks there. We've got them here in Florida too, dude. Yeah, we've got some wackadoos here in Florida for damn sure. Yeah, yeah, to get a tattoo on your face, Bucky. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Gardener Earth guy. Merry Christmas, Gardener Earth guy. And I will have retribution. Yeah, and that's the thing, a lo- uh, like I go to Walmart and shit, and I look around and I see other white trash because I'm white trash, you know what I mean? And I know it. Uh, I don't like try to deny that shit or anything. my 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 white trash label or whatever. But I just, it's funny because I know I'm doing it, but I just kind of consider myself like the upper crust of the white trash. You know what I mean? Not because I have more than them or, the rest of the white trash or, because I'm better educated or anything like that. And, it's just because it makes me feel better, really, to look down on them. So, uh, but we've got plenty of that in Florida here. That's one thing. That's one reason I love Florida so much. There's plenty of white trash around here for me to look down on. So and I don't do it from like an ivory tower. I do it from down down among the white trash. So yeah, it's fun though. I like going to Walmart and seeing all the lunatics there. It's a blast. There's just some freaks, dude. Arnis, what's up, Arnis? What's going on, buddy? Yeah, think good thoughts but remain cynical. Yeah, perfectly. Well said, Garden Earth guy. Well said, dude. Yeah. Yeah, Mike. Walmart is where we find those to pray for. That's awesome, Mike. Yeah, yeah. See, that's the thing. I go to Walmart, but I can't be I can't be among that group of people that go to Walmart. I got, somehow in my head, what's that called? That duality thing you do in your head, the thing where you hold two completely opposing ideas in your head at the same time. Shit, I just said it the other day. But anyway, that's what the leftists, a lot of leftists must do. And some of the Republican shit too, the hardcore Republicans. But yeah, I got to do it when it comes to my Walmart thing because I go to Walmart, but I'm not one of those people who go to Walmart. So yeah, high quality white trash. Yeah, dead wolf. There you go. Yeah. Six. You quit going to Walmart? Yeah, I go as soon as it opens, and most of the time it's just the white trash that are stocking the shelves that are in my way. You know what I mean? So, yeah, hillbilly, Arnis. Yeah, yeah, true. When you own your own business, you can look however the hell you want, Shannon. Yeah, that's right. You're right about that. But well, that's what people should do if they want to live their truth, then they should support their truth themselves. Don't live your truth and then cry that you can't get a job. Well, you chose to live your truth, dude. You know what I mean? You chose to live your truth. So, Chaz, what's up? Go skydive. Aloha, Chaz. Glad to see you here, man. Glad you can make it. We're talking about white trash in Walmart right now. Not me white trash, the other white trash. The white trash that goes to Walmart, not me. And I'll be looking down my nose at the white trash at Walmart. And, of course, she points out every time that you're going to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? You're one of those people that go to Walmart. I think, yeah, but, we gotta ignore that. I can't admit that, not even to myself. So, yeah. But, yeah, there, the insanity nowadays, and we had some insanity back in the 70s and 80s. I'll admit that. You know what I mean? Wasted Gator, what's up, dude? Caucasian litter. That is awesome. That's one I have to remember, Wasted Gator. Yeah, Caucasian litter. All right. Yeah. Yeah, we're like those bleached out beer cans along the side of the road, right? Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I gotta remember that one. But yeah, we had our share of crazy shit in the 70s and 80s, you know what I mean? But not this. not this weird lunatic shit. I don't, not that I remember. I mean, we had our punkers that had their mohawks and weird shit, and I had a mohawk for a little while when I was a kid. Yeah, and I got kicked out of school for it. I was in a small town, came to school with a mohawk, and all the kids were like crowded in the hall, out, like trying to see through the door to see me. Yeah, third grade, and they sent me home. Said I was a disruption to class, so my dad had to shave the rest of my head. Yeah, but so we did crazy shit, mohawks or whatever, and did our weird shit. But when it was time to get a job, put a hat on or whatever, try to look as presentable as possible and do a good job as to to try to make more money. So, oh yeah, yeah. It seems like that's where they congregate. Chaz is at the Walmart. They congregate at the Walmart. So Euro trash, poor and snobbish crab man. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all right. Dead Wolf, another Bluetooth speaker. Yeah, well, that's one good thing. They've got some good Bluetooth speakers now. Yeah, Wasted Gator. I'm doing good, doing pretty good. Got to go back to work tomorrow. But other than that, I take Sundays off, get all that shit done. That's why I have my Walmart story, because I had to go to Walmart this morning. That's what I do on Sunday mornings. But I go there early Sunday morning and there's hardly anyone there. So, Bearded Care, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you could make it, buddy. So, yeah. But that kind of shit, I just think back, at what we call the old days now, back in the day. And I just don't remember. Well, is it because we just didn't have? But I don't think so. I honestly don't. I mean, you think? Let me finish my thought here. That we just didn't have the avenue, the internet to cry on. You know what I mean? But I don't really think that we would have if we had had that a place to cry. Because nobody gave a shit back then. You know what I mean? Go home crying to mom, and you're lucky if you didn't get slapped, or whatever. And so in in that in that society back then, people just didn't want to hear that shit. People didn't enable and support crybabies and whiners and all this shit. That was all this kind of bullshit that we see now was frowned upon back then. No, you didn't get you didn't get rewarded for crying. Anybody posted a whine and crybaby video back then would have, they would have been ignored if they were lucky. If not, just made fun of. All the comments would have just been, "Shut up, crybaby," go change your diaper and shit. They wouldn't have. I don't think it would have lasted. I don't think it could have survived that kind of mentality back then. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't think that Walmart would ever be considered a cool hangout for alternative culture. Yeah, Shannon. Yeah, you're right. Well, we're happy to have you here, Bearded. Yeah. Underground, what's up, dude? You go to Aldi. Yeah, well, Aldi's we've got an Aldi's right across the street from Walmart, dude, and I could go there, but they just open so late. They don't open till 9 o'clock, and I want to get that shit done and out of the way. I would, if it wasn't for that. If they opened at the same time as Walmart, I would go there. But I really just don't want to wait. I want to get that shit done. I mean, I'm there when the doors open, get my shit and get the hell out. I've got shit to do. Because I've only got one day off to do it in. You know what I mean? El- Elite City. What's up? Gift giving? Hell yeah, Elite City. I do. My family does. I prefer the gift receiving part of it. But yeah. No, we participate in gift giving. That's that's part of the, part of the holiday tradition. I try not to, do the whole thing about, it's, I try to do the whole thing about it's the thought that matters. I don't care what I get. You know what I mean? I really don't. As long as it's something, as long as I get something, get a new pair of socks or something, I know that whoever gave it to me was thinking about me for 2 seconds while they hit the put it in the cart button at Amazon. So, what the hell else can you expect from people? So, I sincerely believe in the, it's the thought that counts part of gift giving and gift receiving. So, but yeah, totally into gift giving. And we need an excuse to do it once in a while. Birthdays and Christmas. We need an excuse to, to spend a little money on ourselves and each other. So yeah, um, yeah, I'm with it. An old school record store, yeah, Metal Gear. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't even comment on that shit, Chaz. I don't even, if someone starts that shit, I don't even listen to the whole video. I just swipe past it. But yeah, I don't know how that shit is condoned now and celebrated now. All this whining and crying and shit, Chaz. Seriously, dude, it's crazy. Rusty, dude, my boy, Rusty, what's up, dude? Yeah, yeah, Rusty. Yeah, we didn't go crying to mom either. You get a smack or some iodine, on your shit. Whatever the cure was gonna hurt worse than the damn injury. So no, we didn't go. Me and my brother, we didn't go crying to mom a whole lot. Yeah, Lee. Yeah, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, they've changed it about corporations, but if you're totally against that, then carve something out of a piece of wood. Make a card out of, some construction paper or whatever. But hell, go chop some wood and make your own paper. There's videos on how to make paper and make your own shit and make somebody a card. That's just the way I look at it. It's still the gift giving. It's the act of giving that is the, or just give them an IOU, I'll do the dishes or something like that. If you're not into the whole corporate thing, if you want to shut yourself off from the whole corporate thing, which I totally get, don't get me wrong, I totally get that. uh, but in this day and age, a lot of people just do not have the time. You know what I mean? I'll be honest, I work 6 days a week, I get Sunday off, and then a lot of my Sunday is eaten up with chores that I don't have time to do during the week, and doing stuff for this YouTube channel, and I don't have time to make something because I have tools and I have skills that I could make something nice for my wife and sons and stuff that they would actually like and use, but I don't have the time to do the shit. So I'm gonna buy some shit for them. I'm gonna support corporate bullshit America. So yeah, no, but I get it. It hurts my stomach to do it, but yeah, I want to be in a position where I don't have to do that anymore. But I get you, elite city. Yeah, I totally agree, dude. And I envy the people who have the luxury, the time, and to be able to give gifts without supporting that corporate bullshit. 100%, dude. Yeah, the gifted gab. Underground. Yeah. Yeah, just something to open, dude. Yeah, a gift. Zeke, what's up, Ezekiel? Howdy, man. Glad to see you here, dude. Yeah, glad you could make it, Zeke. Sub zero wind chill. Yeah, you better get that wood stove crunk up, Dead Wolf. Sub zero shit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if the naked Neanderthals had blue hair and a bunch of metal shit hanging out of their face, tripwire, yeah. And even the employees are just whacked out like that too. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah. Yeah. You're about right though, Tripwire. Big country, what's up, big country? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't no crying in baseball. Ain't no. It shouldn't be any crying in life. Not like that. You know what I mean? Not complaining and bitching about stuff that your decisions created, problems that your decisions are creating. You know. So yeah. No Christmas music in the background, Metal Gear. Oh shit, I love Christmas music, dude. No, Crab. Yeah, Crabman's right, Trip. You're not missing anything by not having a Walmart. Yeah, and I had not I had not gone to Walmart in like 15, 20 years. I hadn't been there in a long time until recently when I started working this much, and I just I'm going to these different stores trying to avoid Walmart, and finally I just caved. I was like, Walmart's open early. I'm just gonna go in there and get a couple things, and I so now I go to Walmart once a week, um, mainly because one, time, and two, because the prices. I mean, shit. I gotta save every nickel I can throughout the month just to be able to breathe a little bit. So yeah, we couldn't cry because our parents were more strict, Mike. Yeah, you're right about that. Come home crying, and yeah, like who was it said it earlier? I think it was Crabman. Get a smack in the mouth. Yeah, that's more likely what we'd get than than a big hug or something. You know what I mean? I'll give you something to cry about. Yeah. And then even when we were teenagers and we want to look all ridiculous and shit, and like I said, some of us did, and we weren't running around crying about why we couldn't get a job or whatever. That was just known. If you wanted to look ridiculous, you weren't going to get a job. You cut your damn hair and don't get tattoos where they showed, and that's just how we rolled. So we could still support ourselves. Now these freaks, they just want to they want everyone else to the world to bend around them. They want the universe and reality to bend around them and pretend that they're not freaks. At least back then we knew we were freaks. Those of us who were, like I said, the punk kids, they had the big mohawks and shit and the spiked leather and all that. That shit was cool, but they knew they were freaks. They weren't trying to get a job at McDonald's, you know what I mean? And they weren't crying about it. It just blows my mind. Oh, okay. Never been to Walmart until your late 30s. I had gone when I was younger, um, and when I was single, back when they used to be open 24 hours a day, and I'd literally go in there at 4 o'clock in the morning and do my shopping, and for the week, and shit, that was, I loved it because it was completely empty then. I'd be the only one in there going through the aisles getting my shit, and yeah, I just don't like crowds, a bunch of people jostling around and shit. So and that's still why I do it today. But yeah, then I just found out how Walmart was, and kind of, and so I just didn't go for a long time, just as a point, just out of spite, because I don't like their policies and shit. But uh, recent developments have forced me back into the Walmart frame of mind. Jennifer Andrews, what's up? Yeah, yeah, you're right, bearded. Yeah, we changed the world back then, and we didn't even have to try. Yeah, yeah, you're right, dude. Cool beans, Jennifer. Yeah. On the way to a Maiden concert, Mike. God's Warrior, yeah, he was on here the other day. Didn't he change his name to Planet X? Yeah, he changed his name to Planet Xer or Planet X, or I think Planet Xer. Jennifer, I'm pretty sure that was him. Thank you, Jennifer. I'll let my wife know you said so. She gets all the credit for doing all this stuff. She spent quite a bit of time and running in here and fixing everything just so, and then looking at the camera and moving something, half an inch over. She spent a lot of time doing this for y'all, so she'll be grateful that you appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, probably most of us, Mike. I'm not going to speak for everybody here, but my bad decisions caused me uh, a lot of work and a lot of heartache, a lot of stress. It was my bad decisions. I don't blame it on anybody else. I don't expect anybody else to carry my weight. I don't expect anybody else to buy me food or fund my decisions or fund my drug habits or anything. That's the thing that I see more and more nowadays. You don't like Christmas music underground? Yeah, to each their own. Some people don't. Some people don't like it. I do. I only get to hear it once a year. I don't like that shit, all the time. But through December, I like to hear it. I don't listen to that shit at home. But when I'm walking through a store and it's playing, I can kind of, jingle bells or whatever. So yeah, I like it. Yeah, we had Kmart. Yeah, the blue light special, Jennifer. Yep. Yeah, tattoos anywhere but where the judge would see. Yeah, that's classic, Mike. Hell yeah. Yeah, I want to. My my dream, and it might be a pipe dream. I don't know, but is to be self sufficient, and whatever I can't get um, myself whether I can't grow or make myself get from a farmer's market or local, local hardware store or something. But that's kind of the direction I'm trying to head. And not because I want to be, Amish or any kind of some kind of lunatic or something. Just to simplify things. I just want things to be simple. Everything in my life to be simple. You know, I don't want all this chaos and shit. I don't mind working hard. I really don't. Um, but I just want simple. Less stress. I don't want to worry about all this shit they're putting in the food. And if y'all haven't seen it, uh, Shannon posted a video on our Discord about all the shit they're putting in the food and on the food and stuff. So yeah, I highly suggest y'all watch that video if you're not on Discord. Um, I don't know. I don't have the link right now. Maybe no, I can't get it. Not right this second. I should have prepared. I didn't know I was going to bring it up. But we have a Discord channel. Maybe somebody else, Shannon or somebody else, can paste it in the chat here, and I'll pin it so for those of you who want to join Discord. But yeah, very informative video. Shit that they don't tell us about our food, and that's another reason I want to grow my own food is for health reasons. I honestly think they're poisoning us slowly. Call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever the hell you want, but yeah, yeah, bearded. Yeah, now they're hiring all those crazy looking people with tattoos on their hands and faces and nose ring and purple hair and shit. Yeah, some of those companies are anyway. Yeah, I don't remember Walmart either, Jennifer. It was just way down in the south. I forget what state it started in, Alabama or something. It started, and then they kind of went everywhere. But yeah, they didn't have WalMarts when I grew up, when I grew up, the grocery store was separate from the, the clothing store and stuff. You wanted groceries, you went to Winn-Dixie or Safeway or Albertsons or something. You wanted clothes, you went to J.C. Penney or Sears or one of those other ones like that. Now you just go, everybody just goes to Walmart for everything. 52 on the 10th. Well, happy birthday, Arnis. 52. You're just a young pup. I'll be turning 50. What the hell am I turning? 54. No, I am 54. I'll be turning 55 next year. And I am a Gemini. Metal Gear, 75 Aquarius. So what does that make you, Arnis? Did you already say it? Crabman's an Aquarius too. Nat King Cole, Jennifer. Probably my favorite one is the how's it go? The weather outside is frightful, but inside it's so delightful. And since there's no place to go, that's probably my favorite one. I don't know who sings it or anything. 68 Leo Chaz. Yeah. All right. Who we got? Robert. What's up, Robert? Yeah. Yeah, Robert. That's what I'm saying, man. I want simplicity, All this chaos and bullshit that we're dealing with now is I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way, dude. Blue light special in the rear view mirror. Yeah, Mike. Yeah. All right. Oh, animated musical. Oh man, all night at a card shop. Yeah, that would get tiring. That'd drive you insane. Yeah, underground. I want to, dude. I want to. I really want to. But shit, buying stuff at the damn farmers market and stuff is expensive, and it's got to be open at a certain time and all. It's difficult. But I want to get to that point where I can, where that's where I buy my food that I don't grow myself. You know what I'm saying? And just whole unprocessed food. And as as possible as it is, to eat unprocessed food while going to the grocery store and shit, that's how I eat as best I can. I think I don't think it would be possible for anyone to eat less processed than I do and go to the be going to the grocery store and shit. Rusty Dude turned 58 on Friday. Sagittarius. Hey, Rusty. Happy birthday, Rusty. 56. All right. Bearded Capricorn. All right. Arkansas. Okay. All right, Ezekiel. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was in the South. I was close with Alabama, but Arkansas, yeah. Yeah, yeah, Bucky. The local food store used to be family owned, and it would be named after the last name of the owner, right? That's probably how Albertsons started, because it was Albertsons. George Albertson started it. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Bucky. Oh, Wonderful World, yeah. Piggly Wiggly, yeah, Robert. Yep, been to Piggly Wiggly. They went out of business a few years ago, or probably quite a few years ago now. But yeah, Piggly Wiggly used to be a going concern down here in Florida. That was where you went to get groceries, either Piggly Wiggly or Winn-Dixie. Lyrane? Hey, Lyrane, if I'm pronouncing that right. Oh, you're a Gemini too? All right. Well, welcome to the show. Glad to see you here. Glad you could make it. Fox, there he is. Fox in the shed. You're Gemini too, Fox? Hell, we got quite a few Geminis here. Dashing through the snow in a rusty Chevrolet. Aquarius rules your family. All right, Jennifer, yeah. Double Taurus, Dead Wolf. All right. The most philosophical of the signs, Sagittarius, Arnis. Yeah, because I'm a Gemini, my wife kept expecting me to have like split personality and shit. Like, not, I'm just, I'm a boring dude. You know, as far as my daily life goes, I'll eat the same shit, literally eat the same shit for breakfast, lunch. The exact same meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for months, and it won't bother me one bit. Not a bit. Not even slightly. I've been packing the same lunch for probably 2 years now. Yeah, I just buy the same shit. I know where it is. It's easy to get. It's easy to store. It's easy to put in my lunchbox. So I don't have, there's no reason to change. It still keeps me alive. So hell. You got a love-hate relationship with Aquarius, Jennifer. Yeah. Join a CSA. What's CSA? What's a CSA, Underground? I don't even know what that is, dude. CSA, Canadian Samurai Association. D Hearts, yeah, D Hearts, Bucky. Yep, yeah. I was trying to think of that name and I couldn't remember it, dude. D Hearts, yep. Geminis are your poison. Oh no, we're not poison to anybody. We're fun. We're fun. You went to Winn Dixie when you when you came to town, big country, yeah. But that's living life right. That's living life right. When you can say that, if you can say that, I'm going to town, and especially if they know you're going to be gone for a couple hours, and most of that's going to be travel time, then then you're living life right, in my opinion. Yeah. Oh, okay. High V. I've never heard of that. Never heard of that, Crab Man. Yeah, they used to have really good prices. They still do on meat. You can get meat there even better than Walmart a lot of times. Yep. Your best friend and worst enemies are both Geminis, Jennifer. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, back in the 80s, yeah, that everything food was so much better back then. Aries. All right, Phantom. All right, 59, huh? Pisces. Oh, dual sign too, Shannon. All right. Oh yeah, Five and Dime, huh, Lyrane? I forgot all about Five and Dime. And Woolsworth. Woolsworth. That, I think that was kind of getting phased out as I was growing up because I remember seeing them, but not so much in the 80s and stuff. I don't remember going to them, Woolsworth, in the 80s. Capricorn, big country. Oh yeah, but astrology is fun. It's fun. Uh, I read that stuff sometimes, and sometimes I'll say it. Some of the things that it seems kind of accurate, and some things are just way off. Just way off. So I don't put a lot of stock into it, but I enjoy it. Living and active. Hey, glad to see you here, Living. Glad you could make it. Woolworth, yeah. Yeah, okay, Woolworth. Yeah, Jennifer, yeah, I do. Then they wasn't that the one where they have the malt things in there? Yeah, you go in there and get a malt, like a counter. It was a drugstore, and I think you could buy clothes in there too. But you could go. They had a counter, and you could get like a malt there or something. I think. Oh, Confederate States of America, CSA. Oh, community support agriculture. Okay. All right. Underground. I got to look into that. I'm going to write that down. Hold up. Underground is dropping knowledge on me again like he always does. I learned so much from Underground. All right. CSA. Community support agriculture. All right. Got to take notes when Underground gets in the chat. All right. Thank you, Underground. Yeah, I'll look into that, dude. Yeah. The Waltons went to town. You're right, Mike. Yeah. Mayor Thrifty Acres. I don't remember that one. Oh, wild ass cancer. Underground. All right. Oh yeah, penny candy. Yep. I remember my dad. This now. My dad was born in '33, so he grew up during the Depression. You know what I mean? But my dad said he remembered his um his dad or his mom would give him a dime, right? And he would take the trolley across town uh, to the candy store. He'd have to pay for the trolley, get him a bag of candy, right? Then walk across the street, go to the movies, uh, and probably get a soda and popcorn and shit there too. Pay for the movie and all that stuff. And at the end of all that, he still had change left over. Yeah, off of a dime. So that just tells you how much they have destroyed our currency. Oh yeah, yeah, pecan pie, Mike. Yeah, yeah, Toys R Us kid. They're supposed to be bringing back Toys R Us. They never completely like disbanded the company. They just sold off all their land and their stores and stuff. But the company is still alive, and they're bringing them back. They're smaller and focused more on technology and shit. Stuff with screens and shit, I guess. But whatever. But I guess it's nice to hear that Toys R Us didn't completely vanish, kind of in a way, in a nostalgic kind of way. Thrifties, that sounds familiar as hell, Jennifer. That sounds familiar as hell. I can't say that I specifically remember that, but that sounds really familiar. Oh, no way, dude. Yeah. There's a hardware store Northwoods of Wisconsin where they still have the lunch counter, soda fountain, and milkshake bar. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, they still have a grand candy aisle. Oh, that's cool, Robert. Yeah. Gary Shelley, what's up? Glad to see you here. Glad you could make it. In Piedmont, New York, old school fountain egg cream drink, carbonated yoo-hoo. I don't think I've ever seen a carbonated yoo-hoo, Mike. I used to love Yoo-Hoo when I was in the army because I'd go to the PX and I could buy a whole case of it at the PX, and I would, I'd go there and buy it by the case. I used to love Yoo-Hoo, but now I don't know what the hell they put in it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think most of us did that. Jennifer bought cigarettes from the machine for for mom or dad, or go to the. I used to go to a bar um, with a note, and because they didn't have a machine, so I used to go. I remember going and handing the note over the bar. Have to get up there between two drunks and give them the note and buy my dad cigarettes. There's a Sears in California. I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Woolworths was founded in Utica, New York. Oh, that's cool. That's cool trivia. Yeah, we had school, roads, a standing army, and no income tax before 1913. Absolutely true. The country was run on tariffs. Yeah, Robert. Yep. Yeah, brain freeze, tripwire. Yeah, it was awesome. I go to the store now and I buy ice cream, and a while ago I went through. I hadn't bought ice cream in a while, and I actually forgot which kind I bought. Which kind I liked. So I went through and I was buying different kinds that were on sale, and I'd bring them home and I'd try to eat them. I'd eat them, and it just wouldn't even taste like real ice cream, and it wouldn't be it wouldn't freeze hard, like real ice cream does. It would just be creamy, and they have this really too creamy texture, and it was just chemical kind of shit, and I would just whatever. And it took me a while to go through all the damn different brands in there to find the one I liked, which is Bluebell, which is the closest. I'm sure it's still got chemicals and shit in it, but it's the closest to what I remember. It's just changed so much, you know. That's why I want to get to a point where I can just make my own. I make my own bread, which I've told y'all before, and I do my own stuff, make my own pickled eggs and shit. But yeah, I'd like to make it all myself. Make my own ice cream and the whole nine yards. Make my own desserts. Yeah, yep, bearded care. Yeah, yeah. They used to have gas station attendants all over the place. They'd check your oil and wash your windshield and everything for you. Yeah, there used to be service, and people, the service industry was an actual industry, and people gave a shit, and that's how it was. Now, companies just don't give a shit. They don't care. Oh, fish and chips in North Ohio, Mike. Yeah. Remember what was that? Mac MC, what's up, Mac? Glad to see you here, man. I remember that one. What's that fish place? They used to have a fish place all over the place. Captain, no, something. I forget the name of it now. But they have a fish place that used to be as popular as like Burger King and stuff. But it went kind of went away in the last few decades. Can't even remember the name of it now. I can't remember the name of it. But they sell fish and chips. Not real good shit, but it was fish. If you liked fish enough. Oh yeah, Orange Julius at the mall, Gary. Hell yeah, dude. RR, what's up? Glad to see you here. You had a Thrifties? That sounds familiar as shit, dude. Yeah, yeah, that was the good old. I love those. I still to this day. That's my one thing I like today is ice cream. But when they used to take the scoop the old, it wasn't all soft serve shit. They'd scoop the ice cream and put it in the sugar cone, the waffled sugar cone. Holy shit! Yeah, that was some good stuff. Oh, the root beer float. Yeah, Ezekiel. You keep Dad's note for as long as you could, huh, Bucky? New York seltzer, Jennifer. Oh, laugh when they belch. There's still an old time five and dime store in Branson. No shit, dude. That's awesome, crap, man. I love to hear about those old stores still kicking around, you know? Yeah, Arnis, I used to live in Oregon, and yeah, you couldn't pump your own gas, which is cool, I guess. It forces companies to, to give jobs to people, So yeah, I can sort of agree with that. Though I'm not big on the government meddling with stuff, but I can't see too much fault in that. When the government meddles with corporations, they meddle with us too much. They need to meddle with corporations. They need to restrict corporations and make them do good stuff for the people, not make us suck up bad stuff that the corporations are doing, which is what most regulations do. Long John Silver's, Robert. Yeah, dude, you got it. Long John Silver's. Damn, I can't believe I couldn't remember that. Long John Silver's. That's the name of it. Yep. Washington also had wigwam stores. Yeah, I used to like one of my favorite places to go was when I lived in Yakima Valley on the Yakima Indian Reservation, and they had like smoke shops and stuff that were owned by Native Americans, and that's where we used to go get our cans of Copenhagen and stuff, from the Indian stores, that kind of Indian store, Native American store, and they were always had good prices and always mom and pop stuff. And hopefully, I haven't been back there in a long time, but hopefully that stuff never went away. Hopefully those are still there. There's no reason for them to go away. They just can't move on a reservation. Have WalMarts on reservation. Well, they didn't back then have big stores on reservations back then. I hope they don't. That would suck. Jeffrey, what's up, dude? Merry Christmas. You filthy Canadian. You're all snowed in, huh? All right. Well, hell. Damn. There's worse things that happen. Be snowed in. At least you still have internet, dude. Yeah. Glad you're here to represent Canada, though, dude. Glad to see you here. When were you born and what's your sign, Jeffrey? I'm a Gemini. We are all telling each other our signs. Oh yeah, yeah, Robert. Yep, yep. How to tune the engine, have the timing, and all that stuff would be in the manual. Yep, I remember those. Yeah, and hell, even when you bought a used car, a lot of times that manual would come with it, or you could go to the auto parts store and buy that manual for your make and model of car if they had lost it. Yeah, but I bought those manuals from used cars that I had purchased. Oh, Cincinnati has Grater's ice cream. That's the real deal. Okay. Okay. Is Captain D's good, Gary? From what I haven't been in Long John Silver's for a long time, but I remember it not being that great. Um, okay, it wasn't anything special, but maybe Captain D's was a little better. Oh, all right, Tripwire. Yeah, good thing you like fishing. Yeah, I love fishing. That's my favorite hobby. Yeah, Annie Ann's pretzels. Yeah. But is that where they had the big hot pretzels that would come, and they'd still be kind of soft and stuff? Shannon, is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Yeah, Jennifer. Yeah, the girls at Orange Julius pumping that lemonade. Yep. Oh, okay. That's cool, Jeffrey. Also pump up your tires. That's cool, man. Yeah, any place that still gives that kind of service deserves credit, and in my opinion, crab man, if it's good soft serve, if it's real soft serve, if it's not just because they put chemicals in it to keep it soft, you know what I mean? Then yeah, yeah. Um, Soft serve where they just add a little milk or whatever and stir it up to make it the perfect amount of softness, but it's all real cream and stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, nothing better. But now it's soft because they put all kinds of preservatives and shit in it so it wouldn't freeze hard. That's I don't like that shit. Ivar's Fish and Chips in Seattle underground. Is that a good place to eat? I've never been there. I've only been to Seattle once though, that I remember. My parents might have taken me there when I was a little kid, but I only went there once as an adult. Yeah, White Castle's still a thing. Fox in the Shed. Well, I see their little burgers in in the store. You know, they sell their burgers in frozen in the store still. So I would assume that they still have restaurants. Oh, all right. Oh yeah, I bet that eggnog is awesome, Big Country. Loran, what's up, Loran? I'm trying to catch up on the comments here. Oh, Haynes and Chilton. Yeah, those are the manuals, RR. Yeah. Yep, those are the manuals I was talking about. You're absolutely right, dude. Thank you. Oh, there's still only two Long John Silver's locations? Okay. They used to be a going concern back when I was a kid. That it seemed like there was one, next to every Burger King or whatever. But they've just kind of vanished over the years. Sonic is good, yeah. Out of the, if I had must, if I had to go eat fast food, it would be Sonic. Yeah, Jennifer, I agree. There are still reservation stores everywhere in the PNW underground. Oh, that's cool. Bavarian pretzels at a baseball game. Yeah, the tater tots at Sonic. Yeah, yeah, Jennifer, I agree. Oh, all right. I didn't know that about Sonic, Robert. Yeah, I didn't know that shit. No, that's another thing that bat. No, what's Ben and Jerry's ice cream? No, I don't do it because they suck. So yeah, caramel popcorn. Yeah, those were awesome too. Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah, the slushies. Yeah, the Coca-Cola slushies. Oh, I used to love those things. I forgot about those things. Kmart had the best slushies, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Our that factory produced shit is made out of oils and chemicals and shit, dude. I don't eat that shit. Not anymore. There's a lot of shit I don't eat, but the more I find out, the less I eat. I try not to eat that shit anyway. Oh, the frozen White Castles are better than the restaurant. I've had the frozen ones a couple times, Mike, but or Mac, but I've never been to a White Castle restaurant in my life. Oh, damn, that's smart, Underground. Repair manuals for hundreds of cars and motorcycles in PDF format. Yeah, that's actually pretty damn smart, dude. Favorite truck stop restaurant? Hell, I don't know. I only go to what's it called? Racetrack, which is kind of they have truck stops. You know, it's a gas station, but they have kind of pizza and shit. You talking about like a Wawa's or a what's that, Bucky's or something? Uh, Living? Is that what you're talking about? You have a Long John Silver's there, Loran? Okay. So they're still around. They're just not as prominent as they used to be. Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense, Shannon. Had their own dairy agriculture and has their own long-standing ice cream makers. Yeah. Noggles, Jennifer? Uh-uh. I don't remember those. Or that. Oh, all right. They might have gone out of business, Loran. Yeah, I haven't been to a Long John Silver's, I mean, in like 30 years or something. I was a kid, probably a teenager maybe, last time I ate there. And that's just because my dad liked it. I, I didn't like the food really, but I'd eat there once in a blue moon because my dad would go there and I wasn't going to not eat. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet the root beer is good there, Jeffrey. Yeah, they don't anymore. Used to be, I mean, honestly, used to be when they first came out, like Burger King and Taco Bell, and they actually had good food, you know. But they had to cut stuff and keep cutting stuff and finding cheaper ways to make stuff until we have what we have now, which is just a bunch of bullshit. But Taco Bell used to be good shit. Yeah, I used to like Taco Bell. That was one of my favorite places to go to. Um, but I've eaten there within the last, say, 10 years or something like that, and it's dog shit now. Yeah, I don't, uh-uh. I don't have any desire to go there again. Oh, okay. Culver's living? All right. Baskin Robbins, yep. Yeah, Sonic. Yeah, the Sonic BLT used to be the shit. I don't know. I haven't eaten any fast food in a long time. But yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Shannon, but they're one of those people with some, they say some messed up shit that uh I don't I don't Ben and Jerry, they just, I can't. I don't watch dipshit. If they say some stuff that is too messed up, then I won't watch their movies anymore. If they're actors, I won't buy their ice cream if they're making ice cream, whatever. And they say some messed up shit. So yeah, I just don't buy their shit anymore. A personal boycott. Coffee at White Castle. Old man, what's up, old man? How's it going? No problem. We still got an hour left, so we're good, old man. Yeah, plenty of time. A Libra in '67, huh? Zeke, all right. Oh, okay. All right, Jennifer. So it was a taco place, a Mexican restaurant, homemade biscuits and gravy. Hell yeah, dude. And they used to have those little mom and pop restaurants all over Florida that'd make some just melt in your mouth biscuits and gravy. Some old lady'd be back there cooking that shit, and you'd fight over that shit. But yeah, they all that kind of stuff has gone away pretty much. But you can't. You just can't do that anymore. I mean, you can probably drive around and find a place, but used to be you could just pull off damn near anywhere and go to a mom and pop restaurant just right off the interstate. Go to a mom and pop restaurant and get some damn good home cooked food. You know, it wasn't cooked at home, but it tasted like it. The shit was good. Now all that shit's gone. Ices, yeah, Chaz. Oh, it's super salty at Long John's, Shannon. Yeah, yeah, that Navajo fry bread. We talked about that a couple of episodes ago. Yeah, that stuff is good. Yeah, I've had that before. That we called it Indian fry bread when I was a kid, and oh man, that shit was so good. Lady Barbara used to make it for us and give it to us kids. Holy cow! A friend of the family. Man, that stuff was delicious. Yeah, our Taco Bell used to have numbered meals you could order. Yeah, they used to be, and it used to be good. I mean, the the meat in there was actual, chunks of hamburger and stuff. It was, now they've just gotten smaller and smaller and less and more chemicals or whatever. I don't know what the hell they're doing with it, but it's just not even worth going now, dude. I used to love the soft taco supreme. That was my shit. Eat two of those would fill me up. Now they're like this big. I mean, they're just tiny little things, and yeah, just yeah, I don't know. But and that was last time I went there was probably 10 years ago. So they're probably the size of a damn little tiny Snickers bar or something now. Oh, all right, underground. Yeah, yeah, fixing old stuff. That would be a good if you could figure out how to monetize that and make a living out of that. That would be a hell of a damn cool way to make a living. Just in your garage fixing stuff all day, fixing old reels and stuff. That would be awesome, dude. Yeah, so I totally understand how you would fall in love with doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah, living 24-hour diners and truck stop restaurants. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. Oh, okay. No fry bread near the Paiutes. Okay. I said earlier that was the Yakima Indian Reservation, and her name was Barbara, and she made the best fry bread ever. Yeah, I still remember that shit. I'm telling you, I'd walk 5 miles for a box of that shit right now. Yeah, it used to be good. So did Burger King. Burger King used to be good. That was the last place I went. I was just really hungry, and I whipped into a Burger King, went through the drive-through, and that was 2 years ago now. And I hadn't eaten at a fast food restaurant at all in about 8 years before that. And but I whipped into a Burger King and got the stuff I used to get, the double Whopper with cheese or whatever. And I bit into that thing, and it did not. I don't know if maybe they just cooked it, maybe they didn't like the way I looked, and they threw some pine sol on it or something. I don't know, but it tasted like dog shit. And I haven't been back to any fast food restaurant since, and I won't go now. I'm not. I'll just wait. Uh, eat when I get home. RM Heemstra, what's up? Yeah, fillers, Heemstra. Yeah, yeah, you're right, dude. They put all those fillers and shit in it. There's almost no nutritional value in that stuff anymore. It tastes like shit. And yeah, shrinkflation. Yeah, Heemstra. Yep, exactly. Yeah, bearded taco supremely smalls. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Arby's is still making good stuff. Okay, they expensive, huh? I haven't been to an Arby's in probably 15 or 20 years. Denny's is your shit, Jennifer. Yeah, yeah. I've been to my share of Denny's at 2:30 in the morning. Yep, I can't. I cannot tell a lie. Yeah, yeah, moms. Yeah, you're right, Phantom. You damn right, dude. My wife is a damn good cook. I'm lucky. I cook myself too, but I'll cook like a stew. I just put a bunch of stuff in a crock pot that I think will taste good, and that's how I cook. But my wife's a damn good cook, so I'm lucky there. Yeah, the 99-cent Whopper. Yeah, Arnis, hell yeah. And that's the thing. The Whopper that costed 99 cents was way bigger and way better than the $3, $4, $5, whatever the hell Whopper we have now. Right? The thing has shrunk down. It's about half the size now, and the quality of the meat in there, it's only probably about half actual beef, and the rest is just filler chemical shit. Right? So we're getting a lot less for a lot more, and it's a lot just cheaper bullshit. It's not real anymore. So yeah, they're screwing us in every single way possible. It'd be bad enough if they just shrunk it down and made it smaller. That would be bad enough, right? But no, it's got to taste like shit and be have no nutritional value and probably be bad for us. On top of it, let alone nutritional value, it's probably harmful. The shit they have in there now. Yeah, let's see. When's the last new movie I've seen that was good? Um, I'm probably gonna say I forget which one it was, but one either Pacific Rim or Wolf of Wall Street. One of those two in that era around there somewhere. That I actually liked that movie. I think both of them came out before 2025 or 2020. Uh, I don't know of anything that's come out after the COVID thing that has been worth my time to watch, honestly. You only go to Denny's on your birthday, Chaz? Is that is a punishment to yourself for getting older, for getting 1 year older? Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, real hand carved roast beef. Hell yeah, Shannon. Yeah, stagflation, inflation, shrinkflation, every kind of inflation you can think of, RR. That's what they're drilling us with. And they're just driving down the value of our dollar and well, every currency. They're doing the same thing to the euro. So we're not special in that. They're screwing all of us. Yeah, I've never been able to gain weight. Well, no, I gained weight one time in my late 20s. I started lifting weights and eating everything I possibly could and drinking all the protein shakes and everything. And I gained about 20 pounds, 25 pounds, something like that. Then I hurt my knee uh, somehow and I went off. I quit lifting weights and doing all that shit. Then while I was, hobbling around, I thought about it. I was like, why am I doing this? I injured myself doing this dumb shit. Why am I doing this? Just so I can, you know, be bigger, or something. I was like, the hell with that. So I quit. I never picked up a weight since. Yeah. I was doing good there for a while though, but that injuring myself, it actually made me think, and question why am I doing, what is the actual purpose I'm doing this, uh, you know. So yeah, no, but I went back down to my normal weight, and then I just stayed there the whole time. I hover right around my weight the whole time. A smart meter for our asses. Yeah, thank God for Italian restaurants. Yeah, I just don't eat out ever. And that's another whole thing. Um, that some of y'all might disagree with me on this, but the whole tipping thing, that whole argument that they have, and I see posts all the time online about people, you know, like, what do they do? Like condemning someone for not leaving a big tip, you know, and if you don't have enough to tip 30, 40%, then you shouldn't go out to eat. It almost makes me want to go out to eat just to not tip, because that shit pisses me off. Like telling somebody else they shouldn't go out to eat if they're not going to tip a certain amount. Oh, screw you. But yeah, that shit just irritates me. I hate being told what to do, even if it's some random person online telling everybody what to do. That shit pisses me off. But that whole thing with that tipping culture and all that, I have a simple philosophy on that. You got a job that depended on other people to other people's generosity. I didn't make you do it. You know what I mean? I didn't make you get that job, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna get something to eat. So whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I've always tipped, and I've always tipped generously if I could. But to say that I'm not allowed to go out to eat if I'm not, prosperous enough to leave a $50 tip. Yeah, no, that shit just pisses me off. I'll leave what I can afford to leave, and that's it. You know, if you don't like that, then kick rocks, go get a different job. You know what I mean? Uh, but yeah, that shit pisses me off when I see that stuff. VHS only living? Yeah, I'm a DVD guy. I like the DVDs. Rock and roll Denny's on Sunset Boulevard. Yeah, I've had some good times at Denny's back when I was a kid. Yeah, back when I was young and in the army, because Denny's would be open after the bars shut down. So yeah, I've made some bad decisions at Denny's. Yeah. Oh, I bet that doesn't surprise me, Arnest. That restaurant food messes with your joints, dude. Yeah, that does not surprise me. Oh yeah, crab man, I am lucky. Yeah, yeah, no, and I am aware of how lucky I am. Yeah, I don't have to eat. Um, I don't have to eat out, and I still get to eat good food. So yeah, oh yeah. UK has carbon numbers on the labels. Holy shit, that's just insane. Oh, a North America thing, Shannon. All right. Yeah, crab man, it's crazy. 30% on a tip. I mean, they're raising the prices of everything, and then they want to raise the price of the tips too, and try to shame people into going into uh, financial dire straits trying to keep up with this tipping culture. Either that or stay home, you know, and don't tip at all. Uh, don't go out to eat at all. If you want to go out to eat, go out to eat. Screw those sons of bitches and tip whatever you can. Would a waiter or a waitress, whether be standing there with their thumb in their ass, looking at a bunch of empty tables, or would they rather get a $5 tip for the same amount of time that they're gone from home? If I was in their place, I'd rather have a $5 tip. It's something. It's better than nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just uh, I just don't. That shit just pisses me off. Burger Express. Oh, bison burgers, I bet. Yeah, and real milkshakes with 30 flavors. Yeah, that sounds awesome, Underground. Yeah, That sounds awesome, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be too much bigger Bucky either. It just seems like it'd be uncomfortable. I'm big enough to get done what I need to do. So far, I've been able to do everything I needed to do. Oh, yeah, I don't know if mine plays CDs, Loran. Mine plays DVDs and what are those other ones? Blu-rays. Mine plays both of those. I guess it might play CDs. Hell, I don't know. I've never put a CD in it. Yeah, I tip as well as I can, Arnis. You know, I mean, I tip what I can afford, but it's not that, whether to tip. Yeah, sure, if you can afford to tip well, tip well. But to shame people and not going out to eat because they can't afford to tip well, bullshit. I don't agree with that. Tip as well as you can, as well as, you're gonna not be able to get your kid a birthday present because, you felt shamed into giving a big tip. No, that kind of stuff is bullshit. But yeah, no, I believe in tipping as well as you're financially able. You know, I don't I don't think every people should be stingy and not tip at all for good service. Good service deserves rewarded, but reward as well as you can, and don't be shamed into staying home because you can't afford to throw around $50 tips. Screw that. Slot skis, Ezekiel. I've heard of that before. I don't think I've ever been to a slot skis. Or is that a like a food or something, or is that a restaurant? Yeah, the oils and all that, the chemicals and stuff in that food are scary nowadays, Loran. Yeah, I don't. 13 coins underground. Yeah, Seattle's a good place for food and all kinds of. Well, back in the 90s when I was there, they had great culture and stuff. Yeah, some Coyote Ugly mornings, Robert. Yeah, after Denny's. Yep. Yeah. At the drive-in window at Domino's. Yeah, I don't. No. No, if I'm not gonna sit down at a then I'm not gonna tip. I mean, that's just if I'm gonna drive through that son of a bitch and just you're gonna throw the food through the window at me, then yeah, I'm not tipping. That's just bullshit. No other job gets a tip. You know what I'm saying? No, these other jobs don't get. If you make the minimum wage or better, then you shouldn't be expecting a tip anyway. If somebody wants to throw you one, fine, but you shouldn't be expecting one, in my opinion. You know, but here in Florida, I don't know what it is now, but it used to be like the minimum wage for a waiter. Anybody who got tips was like $2.30, and this was only like you know in 2010 and in there. It was, I'm not talking about like 1953 or anything like that. I'm talking about here in the last 20 years. They might have changed it since then. It might be $5 or $6, or maybe they did away with that altogether by now. But yeah, and I understand that, why those people where you sit down in a restaurant, because they're only making like $2.30 an hour, or they used to. So put it like that. Like I say, I don't go out enough anymore to even be hip on that. What's happening now? Yeah, I don't either, Laura Ann. I'm not going to change my rules. I don't give a shit. I just don't care. I mean, I care that people, try to tell me what to do, but I don't care about that whole tipping culture and shit. Hell no, tipping 30% at a drive through. Hell no. That's just insane. Oh, all right. Well, at least you got the cool stories living. Yeah. Weightlifter, martial artist, and infantry soldier. Yeah. I was an infantry soldier for a while too, and a weightlifter for a very short while. About a year I lifted weights. Big Boys Burgers. Yeah, that sounds like it should be good. Bearded. Oh, that's awesome, Tripwire. Yeah. Butcher, baker, and a greengrocer within 5 kilometers. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, when you get, yeah, to expect a tip just for doing your job when your job is paying whatever, a normal rate is just bullshit in my opinion. Oh, from a fishing trip? Okay. Yeah. A 92, they were driving a 92 Nissan Pathfinder. Yeah. Yeah. We do what we can. That's all anyone can do. We gotta deal with whatever the hell the situation is right now. And I was talking about that earlier about people crying and shit. People want to piss and moan and woe is me and all that shit. Well, when you're done crying, when you're done pissing and moaning and woe is me, and you still got to deal with whatever the hell the situation is. So you could have got ahead of the game by dealing with it, instead of the pissing and moaning. You know what I mean? So, and that's what people like living. That being in a wheelchair and stuff. That's something to deal with. That's real shit to deal with. You know what I mean? But they deal with it every single day. They get up, get in their chair, do their shit, whatever they have to do, deal with life, and they do it. You know what I mean? So in a lot of ways, these young people walking around and still have their health and everything, and pissing and moaning because someone typed at them in all caps. So they got to lay on their therapist couch and figure out why this heart wrenching thing happened and why this toxic person typed in all caps at them, this kind of shit, while talking to their fit therapist and fiddling with their nose ring and running their fingers through their purple hair and shit. It's that shit just, uh, they need to just cowboy up and accept responsibility and deal with whatever the hell life throws at you. Because that's all you can do. That's what you're going to do it regardless. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do it. That's the only thing there is to do. You're going to deal with it by going and laying on your bed and hiding from the world for 2 weeks, or you're going to deal with it by getting up and going to work. One way or another, you're going to deal with that shit. So, all the crying and shit, I just can't stand that shit nowadays. Oh yeah, old man. Yeah, that Chernobyl thing's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them. They fly in drones and shit in there. Yeah. Yeah, I used to. There were a few MREs that I actually liked. The Salisbury steak. I didn't care too much for the spaghetti and meatballs, or the what was that other one? Corned beef hash. I couldn't stand that shit. That corned beef hash was disgusting, crab man. That shit. I like the turkey. They had some turkey shit though. What was it? Turkey, like turkey and dumplings, or some turkey. I like that one. That was pretty good. Oh, okay. They were previous medics in the military. Your coworkers, Shannon. Oh, all right, Living. Thank you. Yeah, well, people deal with so much shit, Living, and you're a perfect example. You wake up every day and you do your shit, and you don't, you don't get on the thing and cry about it and shit. We don't have to sit here and listen or read Living typing in all caps about how horrible his life is and shit. He's just dealing with it. Hell, you wouldn't even know. Once in a while he mentions it, maybe, but just because it's a fact, not like woe is me shit. It's just a fact. And we learn about each other, you know. Um, but yeah, we don't cry about our shit. We just deal with it, and that's just that shit just grates on my nerves. Seeing people um, with everything in front of them and crying, just crying about shit instead of just getting the hell up. Oh, you type in caps because you're deaf, Phantom? All right. No problem, dude. I'll talk in caps for you. Yeah, I'm talking in caps now so Phantom can hear me, y'all. So, yeah, I just have to deal with it. Where's Dead Wolf? There he is. All right, Dead Wolf, there you are. It's like Subway. Oh, the place you mentioned earlier, Schlotsky's. Okay, we have we have what is it? Some Firehouse subs down here in Florida. I don't know if they're nationwide or not. They're here in Florida. Firehouse subs, Ezekiel. Oh, okay, Mike. Civil Air Patrol. Oh, cool. You can race with them. Living. All right. All right. Chaz is reloading. Everybody, hit the pause button. We gotta wait for Chaz to reload. Caps helps Dead Wolf too now. All right. Can you hear me, Dead Wolf? Now that I'm talking in caps. Yeah. For anybody new here, we don't mind all caps on Gen X Thinks. We don't give a shit. Type in all caps. Type every other letter capital. Every third letter, however you want to roll. Throw it down there. We don't care about capital letters on Gen X Thinks. Oh, Tripwire's got skills. He's whispering in caps. Holy shit. That's awesome, dude. I've never seen anybody pull that one off, Trip. Yeah. Oh, cases of MREs. Yeah, well, that's a good thing to have on hand, Robert, just in case, dude. Dead Wolf can hear better when he types in caps. Yeah. Yeah, helps with visual impairment. Oh, that's true though, Laura or Shannon. That's actually true. Yeah. Helps with visual impairment. Yeah. Oatmeal MRE. Yeah, I don't think I ever had the oatmeal, old man. I don't think I ever ate an oatmeal MRE. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've warmed them up on the engine of my Humvee, or they had those little pouches where you put water in, and um, they would boil, heat them up that way. I forget what we called them things, heater pouches or something. Yeah, we lived in all caps. Yeah, living and active. Hell yeah, dude. We lived in all caps. Yeah, a lot of us still do. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, we need to start a movement. Gen X types in all caps, period. You hear all that shit. Remember back I don't know, a couple years ago or whatever, they saying the thumbs up emoji was a microaggression. Give me a damn break. What the hell? That kind of shit, just the penny wastedness of society has just gotten to go. Gen X chicks are way more hardcore than the most hardcore of the young dudes now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Laura Ann can actually see us better now in all caps. That's some damn good eyesight, Laura Ann. Oh, shit. Y'all are killing me. Oh, the MRE oatmeal bar. I do remember that. Sawdust and Elmer's glue. Yeah. Yep, I do remember that. It was like a brick of sawdust. Yeah, I remember that now. Immersion heaters, crab man. Yep, all right. Dead wolf. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what we called them was heat pouches, Mike. I think that's what we called them too. Oliver Rust, what's up? You just ordered some too? Yeah, I like to get some just to put aside, you know. All right, Arnis, you be cool, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with us for a while, man. I sincerely appreciate it, dude. Yeah, Shannon, microaggression. It's just insane. It's like they're trying to be little bitches, and they're grown ass men saying this stuff. Yeah, yeah, Phantom. Hell yeah, get knocked down, we get back up again. Yeah, Crabman was born a microaggression. Yeah, I have no idea. Living is probably violent. They say words are violence. Words are violence. That another mind blowing concept to me. How they can figure that out, but yeah, I'm sure they would consider that violence. Living. Yeah, been online since AOL 1.0 underground. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Dead Wolf. Oh yeah, everybody speaking of thumbs up, hit the like button if you would while we're here, if you don't mind. 400 pounds of MAREs. Did you mean to put MAREs? Oh, Mill's almost ready to heat. All right. Oh yeah, we were talking about that before, weren't we? Underground, where you get the mill um, straight from the. No, I'm gonna say factory. I don't know why. Straight from the farm, right? You get the wheat and stuff, whatever, the grain, the whole grain right from the farm, right? Oh yeah, yeah. I grew up. My parents dragged us across the country many times from Florida to Washington State and Oregon, and then back across. And many times, my dad would buy a couple cans of chunky beef stew or whatever, and just put it on the engine, and continue to drive, and that would be dinner. Yeah. So I've eaten a lot of stuff cooked on the engine. Not a whole lot, it wasn't like Thanksgiving dinner or anything. We were still hungry, but yeah. Yeah, we no longer get screamed at when we come online. Living sign language in caps chat. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. That should be the motto for everyone. Everyone should do that, Robert. Do more of whatever the offended people are whining about. Yeah, do more of it. Double down. Yeah, do more of it. Dirty finger, dead wolf. Yeah. Yeah. Just normal talk, huh, crab man? Got security called on you because the snowflakes Found it threatening. Yeah. That just so retarded. I don't get it. Oh yeah, Mac. Yeah. Put thumbs up all over the damn internet. Just watch the snowflakes twitch and, and fall out from the all the aggression. Yeah. 85 Mustang and 82 Mongoose is the aggression. Yeah, Mike. Yeah. Yeah, Robert. Yeah. They'll protest outside ICE facilities and do all that kind of shit. Yeah. Yeah. And the only reason they're allowed to do it now is because the authorities allow them to. They used to beat them. You know what I mean? But 70s and 80s and shit, if you want to go out and protest like that and get all up in a cop's face, your ass would get a beat down. It's served up quick. But now they're all hands off and they let them do all that shit. And seen a couple of those videos where back in the day, the cops would have served them a beat down. And I'm not advocating that for the cops to beat them down or anything, but I'm just saying they're bitches. You know what I mean? If they were back in the 80s when the cops would beat them down, they wouldn't be out there doing that shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, those kind of protests are crap, man, and that's the kind you see here. Cert SRTHNTR Sergeant Hunter. Is that right? Sergeant Hunter, what's up, dude? Or that's I think I got that right. SRT. But I'm glad to see you here, Hunter. Glad you could make it. We're talking about the wussification of it's the whole planet now. I was about to say America, but shit, it's across, it's all over the place. Norway, Australia, Europe, it's all over the damn place. So just the world. When did microaggressions become more problematic to society than blatant violence? Yeah. At some point we crossed that curve, and it's not even you could respect it if it was real violence, hands on, go beat somebody's ass or whatever. But these young people are shooting people from rooftops and shit. And if you've seen those videos, the ones in Australia, they'll run up behind them and just whack them in the back with a machete and then run off. Just a dude sitting there pumping his gas, and some kid runs up behind him and whacks him with a machete and then runs off. But what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Grow a set of nuts. If you want to do violence, walk up and turn the dude around and sock him in the jaw and throw down. Even if you got to sucker punch him, at least fight him. You know what I mean? But to whack him with a machete once and then run away, holy shit! Just the cowardice is really mind-boggling. It's hard to understand. Jason Lamore, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here, man. Yeah, Phantom. Yeah, you're right about that. Common sense is no longer common. Yeah. And it's not like it's some mystical shit that, it's just realizing the truth and the most obvious course of action, you know what I mean? Not playing into all this bullshit that these kids play into. I don't get it. All this shit that these kids are convinced of now, um, is that's horrible for them, and they support it. I mean, celebrate it, and it's bad for them. It's bad for the economy, bad for their future, bad for everything. But they're behind it 100%. Yeah, they said Looney Tunes was violent. Yeah, violent my ass. Looney Tunes was the apex of television, you know, whatever you want to call that. Entertainment. The apex of entertainment was Looney Tunes. They had opera, cooking, it just all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Multicultural. We had Mexican mice and all kinds of cool shit. So yeah, French, French skunks and shit. Yeah, dude, multicultural. It was the height of entertainment, and to see it shit on like that, calling it violent. Yeah, that's bullshit, dude. That's what we need to protest against. Yeah, yeah, they have very convenient existences, Tripwire, you're right, but they don't have lives. Yeah, Tripwire, I agree, dude. Yeah, individual aversion to moral character. Yeah, it takes, I mean, it takes some effort. It takes some will. To gut check yourself and admit to yourself what the hell you're doing wrong and what you need to do in the future, how you need to change, and it takes some effort. It does. I'm not, I'm not going to sit here and say it's simple. It's easy getting through life. Life's a bitch. But just the crying about it, you know what I mean? The constant crying about everything, about emojis. We're gonna cry about the shape of some dots on a screen. That kind of shit is just unfathomable. You know what I mean? The level of weakness is just the bar is so low now, so low. Yeah, yeah, it has been. It's another thing. That's another thing I totally disagree with. Those huge corporations buying each other up and creating monopolies. Yeah. So Netflix now owns Warner Brothers, Disney, HBO. HBO. I don't know if they're just gonna fold it up and do away with HBO Max and just put all that shit on Netflix now. But Netflix owns HBO now, HBO Max, and all that shit. All the DC, Game of Thrones, all that shit, all that stuff. Netflix owns it now. So yeah, Candy Blue 82 Mongoose. Yeah, dude, that's some kick-ass shit right there. Yeah, it's still teaching me. I'm serious. I still watch that shit. Living and Active. Yeah, I still watch that shit in the mornings. I'm not lying. Yeah, I still watch it. So y'all can make fun of me. French skunks. Yeah, Lorianne. Hassenpfeffer. Bring me my Hassenpfeffer. I don't know. Some of that shit just sticks in my head, and I don't know why. What are they going to do? I don't know, Robert. What are they going to do if we have a civil war? All we got to do is make a bunch of signs with thumbs up emojis on them and just wipe them out with those. Just flash those signs around and save our bullets. You know what I'm saying? For the aftermath. But yeah, we don't even have to fight anything. Or just paint a big thumbs up emoji on your t-shirt and watch them run in fear. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they can't have a civil war. I mean, all you have to do is you shoot them off the rooftops. You know what I'm saying? They're all going to be on rooftops or running up behind you with a machete or something. They can't actually fight you. So the only time, if you got somebody to watch your back and watch the rooftops, you're good. Some of us are mean, Robert. I don't know. I I I guess so. All right. I'm gonna give that to Robert. Some of us are mean. Yeah, I don't. He didn't put anything else on there, so I don't know how sarcastic he's being with that. But yeah, they're mean Gen Xers. We like being a little mean sometimes. I'm not gonna act like I've never been mean in my life. So yeah, especially to people that deserve it, though. You know what I mean? some people deserve meanness. They just, I've, when I was in school, I punched a couple of kids because they just had a punchable face. You know what I'm saying? They shit like that. But, or sometimes they just, was talking shit or whatever. So yeah, they didn't really deserve it, but they got punched anyway. So, yeah, we can be mean, I guess, especially to these emoji, to the microaggression club there. They can consider us mean. Yeah, lack of structure and guidance. And a lot of these kids have just been, spend too much time online. I'm just going to say it. It's just, they spend too much time online and getting indoctrinated with all this bullshit. And a lot of people didn't realize what the hell their kids were getting into, what their kids were being subjected to. The schools, they were being told, don't tell your parents. That should be illegal to the utmost. People should be jailed for that, for telling a child not to tell your parents. Yeah, there should just be, haul them off to jail. Anything, I don't care. Don't tell your parents I gave you that candy bar, or your ass is going to jail. If you work in a school and you tell a kid not to tell your parent about anything, that carries 5 years in prison. Or, in my perfect world, a weekend in the stocks with people throwing fruit at you and shit. There wouldn't be any prisons in my world. Raziel, what's up, Roz? About time you showed up, dude. We've been waiting on you, man. We've been talking so much shit, Raziel, you missed it, dude. We were all screaming in all caps and shit a little while ago. Yeah. And somebody was signing in caps. Tripwire was whispering in caps. Yeah, the shit was crazy, dude. Yeah, Raziel missed all that stuff. Joe P, what's up, Joe P? Yeah. Glad to see you here, Joe. Yeah, Robert. Well said, Robert. Shit, you should be a damn poet, dude. Be intimately familiar with your living space and then be prepared to turn it into a lethal area. You need to present that, Robert. Present that in a Mr. Rogers voice. That would be awesome. Or that should be one of those PSAs. Like just a bill on Capitol Hill, or hanker for a hunk of cheese. Prepare it into a lethal area. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's straight up from the original damn Patrick Swayze movie, Roadhouse. Roadhouse, crab man. Be nice until it's time to not be nice. Yeah. Then you take it outside. Yeah, schools aren't even allowed to give a kid aspirin, Lorianne. Yeah, changing their gender is all good, though. Oh, you fell asleep on us, Roz? All right. I can't blame you for that, dude. I'm one to fall asleep once in a while. I'm one to fall asleep once in a while myself, especially on a Sunday afternoon. But I gotta get up. I'm the one person that can't miss the Sunday afternoon show. Even if just me and Mike here, we still have a show. Wolverines, Mike. Yeah, dude. Maxine Waters, holy shit. Yeah. Oh, damn, what a joke. I can't believe those people represent anybody. Her and what's that one that just announced her retirement? And then Chuck Schumer and all those, they're all garbage, dude. Just straight up garbage. For entertainment purposes only. Yeah, Dead Wolf. Yeah, everything that is toxic is brightly colored, Ezekiel. Yeah, you're right, dude, aren't you? Those frogs, those poison frogs are bright as hell. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, and it's insane. Yeah. People are starting to homeschool more and more, which, is just smart in my opinion. These lunatics out there, I wouldn't give a shit, to send your kid off to these lunatics. I know some people don't have a choice. I'm not judging. I'm just saying I completely understand why people would homeschool. Yeah, completely understand it. It's just a lot of people don't have the means or the time, and but that's the hole that they put us in. You gotta work two jobs to pay the mortgage and to buy groceries now and shit. Gotta have two incomes coming into the house. So who pay somebody else to homeschool your kid or whatever if you can. I don't know. It's crazy, but I think it's by design. That's why they fixed the economy the way it is, so that we must send our kids to get indoctrinated. Yeah, welcome to the voices in my head, Phantom. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, well, this is the place to let them out, Phantom. Let them talk. Let them have their say. We don't judge here on Gen X. Thanks, dude. Underground types in invisible ink. Yeah, dude. OG Burn Paul, what's up, man? OG. All right. 69. That's a great year, dude. 69, dude. Yeah. Welcome to the show, OG. Yeah, that's the trap. RR, yeah. That's the trap they made for us. It's in my opinion, conspiracy theory away if you want, call me whatever you want, but that shit's by design. The federal government took over our education system. First, the bank took over our government. Then the federal government took over our education system, took over our financial system when they took us off the gold standard, and they've been screwing us this whole time. Yeah. And indoctrinating our kids into accepting it and being too weak to fight against it. It's a long, I just think it's a long term plan. And it's, they can't just take everything they want from us. They can't reach out and take everything they want from us, because then me and Roz and Bearded and Bucky and Robert and OG will stand up and say, no, we're going to have another 1776. So they can't do that because they know we will have to stand up. Their biggest fear is that they will overstep and force us to stand up together. They don't want that. They want to keep us divided, so they slowly pick away at our freedoms, pick away at our health, pick away at our sanity, pick away at our ability to support ourselves, at our income, pick away at the value of our dollar, all of this shit. So they're slowly picking away. And we're just like the frog in the pot, and the water's boiling, and it's boiling around us now. You know what I mean? It's been getting warmer and warmer and warmer as the years go, but now the water's starting to boil. So that's how I feel. Call me whatever you want. That's just how I see it. Dickory. That's like chicory, but I think it's duck flavored chicory. Mike. Bearded's out of here, did he say? Oh, okay. All right, Bearded. We'll see you later, buddy. Hope to see you on the next one, man. Yeah, OG. Yeah, it's all bullshit. We know it. Those are, and it doesn't. It'll take you about 5 minutes to look that shit up, and you'll see that it's complete dog shit. You know what I mean? We're living. Everything's a joke. Everything. Our money is a joke. The economy's a joke. The freaking stock market is a joke. It's all smoke and mirrors and bullshit. Yeah. Iron Mountain Report. Okay. I'm going to write that shit down. Some more knowledge somebody dropped on me. I got to write it down, y'all. Iron Mountain Report. I'm looking that shit up. Okay. Now y'all are gonna turn me into a conspiracy theorist and shit. Messing around with you Gen Xers on here. Gonna have me now. Gonna have to go make myself a tinfoil hat. Cause Phantom and OG. No, yeah, no, we're not individuals. We don't have to be frogs, but I mean, as society, OG, the society at large. Sometimes I talk about shit, but I'm talking about, like society or humanity at large. And in most cases, I'm talking about humanity in Western civilization. It's not just America. It's all of them. It's across the board. It's happening to England, it's happening to France, it's happening to Germany, everybody. You taking off, Jason? All right, buddy. Yeah, it's about time. I gotta say goodbye too. All right. I know a couple of y'all just showed up, but I gotta get everything ready, eat, shower, and all that stuff, and get ready for work in the morning. So I'm going to start saying goodbye to OG, Robert, RR, Fox in the Shed, Crabman, Raziel, Tripwire, Jeff 7, Shannon, Joe P, Living and Active, Laura Ann, Chaz, Jeff 7, Jason Lamore. Who else we got? Old Man, Big Country, Bucky, Phantom. Did I say RR? Well, goodbye again, RR, if I already said your name. Did I say Ezekiel already? All right. Crabman. Who else we got? Dead Wolf Resistance. Mike Fleisner, can't forget my boy Mike. All right, Metal Gear, Mac MC. All right, I think I'm just about got everyone. I think I did. Bearded, Bearded's out of here already. SRT Hunter. Okay. All right. Well, I will let y'all go. And thank y'all. If I did not, Lyrain. I know I didn't say goodbye to Lyrain yet. And I might be mispronouncing some of y'all's names, so you have to forgive me on that. But I appreciate you stopping by. And I pre-recorded. Let me see. Oh, there we go. I pre-recorded my spiel at the end, so I don't have to do it, but y'all have to listen to it. No, but it'll give y'all time to say goodbye and everything, and I'll get to put my thing at the end. So hopefully y'all will put up with it. All right. Oh yeah, give everything a thumbs up too. Give the video a thumbs up if you would. All right. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Check out my spiel. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support Gen X Thinks by becoming a member, I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. I appreciate all the members down in the banner down here. Their support is invaluable, so thank you very much to all the existing members. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can hit that hype button. The hype button is something new that YouTube has come up with for smaller channels like mine, and I really do appreciate those of you who take a second and punch that hype button for me. It helps out a lot, so thank you very much. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, ball caps, stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description for any of you who are interested. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out one hell of a lot, so thank you very much to those of you who do that. And if you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments. Or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.